Hi, everyone. We are the Pass the Time players, and we want to welcome you to one of our stories. Tonight, we are going to be doing The Tortoise and the Hare. After our story, take a moment, like us on Facebook, share our YouTube channel, and make sure you don't miss any of our upcoming classics. But now, let's meet our cast.
Hello, I'm Jeff, and I'm going to be the narrator.
Hi, I'm Tony, and I'll be playing the tortoise.
Hi, I'm Amy, and I'll be the hare.
So now, sit back, get yourself comfy, and enjoy The Tortoise and the Hare.
Today, I would like to tell you one of my favorite stories from when I was a kid, The Tortoise and the Hare. We begin this fable by introducing two animals who couldn't be any different from each other. First, there was the hare. He was always in a rush, and he never seemed to slow down.
Oh no, I'm late for work again. Gotta get ready, brush my teeth. Ha! You probably didn't know us hares brush our teeth. Well, this one does. Now, I gotta brush my hair. Get it? A hare with hair? You know, because hair like me is spelled with an E, and hair like my fur is spelled with an I. Okay, never mind. Now, I gotta find my wallet, keys, the latest smartphone. Oh, and my new tennis shoes. Make sure they're tied. Well, some of us hares like to look sharp. Besides, I don't want to trip myself when I run. Okay, I'm ready to go to work, and oh, look at the time. I gotta go. I got a very important meeting today, just like every day. Life is too short to take your time. Can't afford to slow down like that turtle across the pond.
Which leads us to the tortoise. He took his time with everything, almost too much time.
Beautiful day today. Not a cloud in the sky. I have plenty of time to get ready before I start my day. I like to begin every morning listening to the birds sing, and sometimes take a leisurely swim in the pond. Today, I have a day off, but I will use that time wisely by enjoying the smell of the roses. I wonder if other animals, like the hare in the meadow, ever stops and takes a look around where he lives. We live in such a beautiful place.
Both the tortoise and the hare frequently crossed paths. Usually, it was by accident. Now, one day at the pond, the hare was sprinting so fast to get to work that he tripped over the tortoise's shell. The hare fell to the ground, holding his feet, crying in pain, but he was overacting just a bit.
Ouch! My toe! I broke my toe on that rock. Ow, 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 ow! This is the end of me. Wait a minute. The pain's easing up. Nothing to worry about. It's just a little bruise.
Oops. Sorry about that.
What's that? A talking rock? Oh, just as I expected. Hi, turtle. Why do you always have to be in my way?
But I'm not a turtle. I'm a tortoise.
Oh, whatever. You're still a turtle to me. Besides, this is the 5th time this week I ran over your shell, and it's only Monday. You are so slow I can run 10 miles for you to even take one step. Even the snail who delivers my mail is faster than you.
Well, I don't know about that. I just like to plan my day ahead so I don't waste any time.
Doing what? Nothing? You always seem to waste mine. You know what? Let's make both of our times worthwhile. I challenge you to a race. Yeah, a race. I mean, everyone knows I'd win, but I'd like to see how much faster I am than you. I mean, you're the slowest animal on land. It would be fun to see how badly I'd beat you.
The tortoise took a moment to answer. The idea to him that anyone wanted to challenge him for a race was surprising. But he also thought just racing would be fun because he just enjoyed everything he did in life.
Sure. I'm up for any challenge.
Okay, it's on. Tomorrow at noon, we'll use that bridge over the pond as the starting point. Then we go into the meadow, which takes us through that garden leading into the forest and finally returning us back to the bridge. Be sure to show up.
Just when the hare was about to take off again, he paused and turned to the tortoise.
Oh, and one more thing.
What's that?
Don't be late.
Don't worry. I'll make it there. I always do.
And so the tortoise and the hare would race the next day. Word spread around quickly to the other animals, and they were excited to see this matchup. It seemed to be clear prediction of who was going to win this race. The hare was the fastest animal, and the tortoise, well, he was the slowest. But who knows? The tortoise was known to have a few tricks up his shell, because turtles don't have sleeves. So, a half hour before noon the next day, the tortoise showed up to the bridge before the hare did. In fact, the hare was running behind schedule that morning. He arrived to the bridge a minute before noon. The crowd of all the animals in the pond and meadow were anticipating this race. The tortoise was in full concentration, while the hare was taking in the crowd's reaction as if they were cheering only for him. Now, just before the starting pistol went off, the hare looked at the tortoise. He was getting antsy and impatient, so he started to talk trash to the tortoise, just to distract him a bit. The tortoise seemed unfazed.
See you at the finish line, turtle, if you can make it that far.
Okay, Jackrabbit.
Hey, don't call me that. That's my cousin. Why do you keep calling me names, turtle?
I'm just waiting for the pistol to go off, just to start the race.
Ha! It'll probably take you 100 years to even finish the race.
But I am 100 years old. That's young in tortoise years.
I'll be running so fast you'll be spinning in your shell.
Tell me something I don't know.
Okay, you two, enough. Are you ready, tortoise?
Ready.
Are you ready, hare?
Ha! I was born ready. What are we waiting for? Let's go.
All right, on your mark, get set, go. And they were off. As expected, the hare jumped ahead really early, while the tortoise was off to a slow start. It seemed to be no contest at all, but the tortoise promised himself not to give up, and he definitely had no regret challenging the hare. He just enjoyed being in the race, even if the odds were against him.
It's not over till it's over, win or lose. I'll make it to the finish line, even if it takes me longer than I want.
Heading into the meadow, the hare was so far ahead, he began showing off his skills to the crowd, hopping, skipping, jumping, sprinting, and even threw in a couple of somersaults. He just knew he was going to win.
Aha! I'm so far ahead. I can't even see that turtle in sight. I can't believe he challenged me of all animals. Even a sloth in his sleep could beat him.
While approaching the garden, the hare was so far ahead he began to slow down to his walking pace, which is still faster than the tortoise's top speed. He was starting to get a little hungry, and there was a nearby garden that was growing vegetables.
I'm hungry. Time to nosh on some carrots. These radishes look good too. Broccoli, cabbages, even cucumbers. I'm in heaven. Betcha I can eat this whole garden up and still win the race. I still can't see that turtle in sight.
Meanwhile, the tortoise was nowhere close to catching up with the hare, but he managed to keep on going. You see, unlike the hare, the tortoise had to overcome obstacles in his way. He had to climb over logs and rocks by the pond, and when he got to the meadow, going uphill and downhill were challenges. He didn't want to tip over, so he had to move even slower. He just knew he had to get to the finish line eventually.
I'll catch up to him. Gotta keep going.
Now back at the garden, the hare devoured every vegetable. Now full, he was starting to get tired. He probably ate a little too much to continue full speed. But when he got to the forest, he was confident that he could win the race. Why, he even took a nap.
I'm so far ahead, but I'm really getting tired. Huh. Well, the turtle is so slow, it'll probably be a month before he even shows up here. And by that point, I will have already won the race, times 30. One race per day this month equals 30. Ooh, ooh, yep. No way he can beat me. No way he can.
As the hare dozed off to sleep, the tortoise finally caught up with him, and silently he walked past him.
Shh. He's sleeping. Don't want to wake him up.
And for the first time in this race, the tortoise was now in the lead. The finish line was within sight, and it now seemed more likely that the tortoise would win. Once the hare woke up from his nap, he felt too groggy to realize that he was no longer winning. When he spotted the tortoise ahead of him, he was wide awake and in a panic.
What? This can't be. How could he be ahead of me? Gotta get a move on. I can't lose this race. Everyone will make fun of me for losing to a turtle. Full speed ahead!
And with all of his might, the hare ran faster than he ever did before. It was starting to sink into him that time might not be on his side after all. And just when the tortoise was about to step onto the finish line, the hare was right behind him. But it was too late. The tortoise beat the hare just by a hair. Oh, the crowd went wild. All were stunned at the major upset, except for the hare. He finally admitted to himself that he lost the race. He was so embarrassed, he couldn't even make up excuses of why he lost. After all, it was he who was supposed to win. He was completely defeated. By contrast, the tortoise felt victorious and completely surprised. He knew all along that the hare was eons faster than him, but a race is a race, and he just kept putting one foot in front of the other without stopping, even though he did it at his own pace. The tortoise, being a good sport, reached out to the hare to shake his hand.
Good race, Mr. Hare.
The hare, stunned, began to show a little sportsmanship back and shook the tortoise's hand.
Congratulations, tortoise. You won fair and square.
And in the end, we have a very important lesson to this story.
Don't eat too much.
No.
Try not to be a show-off.
No. But you have a point there.
You snooze, you lose.
Well, that's not the same one I had in mind, but you're close. Take it away, tortoise.
Slow and steady wins the race.
And that, boys and girls, was the story of the tortoise and the hare.
I hope you enjoyed our story today. I know I certainly did. So thank you for joining us. Now make sure to share this story with all your family and friends. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'll be seeing you soon. And remember, we are the Pass the Time players. Bye.
Bye.